Film begins with a farmhouse where a family has come to spend their holidays. Like every year, this year too, these people had come from their home in this farmhouse where they were going to invite their family and friends and have a party. Simon's family had 3 sons with his wife, 2 sons and an elder son. Simon's wife was busy preparing when just then the doorbell rang. His sister had arrived with her husband and daughter in a short time, their other 12 friends and the last friend, James and his wife Sophie, also arrived. These people don't like Sophie very much, because was from a poor background and they were all rich and in good positions. Even royal friends were in their big circle. The little girl who came to their house had a very strange nature. She would do whatever she wanted. She would get what she wanted. She still asked for pudding, which they had not made. Now the girl's dad and Simon go out to get pudding. This was not a normal party. As time goes by, it becomes clear that the children were doing whatever they wanted, being naughty and giving, and all this was done by their parents. Here, when Simon and the child's father also bring home the pudding, we find out that they did not buy it but stole it. In fact, there was no drinking water in their house, for which they did not even make any arrangements. Night falls. It is time for dinner. They had decorated the dinner table like a Christmas party. But what was even more surprising was that they had very little food. Only a little food appeared on everyone's plate. And these people don't even fight about this, even though these people were very rich and still they didn't have supplies. What could be the reason behind it? From the news, these people can hear Quinn's anger, who was telling everyone to relax and herself was locked in a bunker at that time, meaning the world was suffering from some major disaster, and that's why they also had a shortage of. They had to break into a shop and steal pudding because everyone had evacuated the city and were hiding in their homes. Then dinner was a noodle ether because it wasn't a Christmas dinner, but a goodbye dinner. These people were celebrating for the last time before their death because seeing the destruction that was happening in the world, no one had a chance to survive. Death was in front of them too. The reason was a very dark cloud that would kill all the people of that city in agonizing agony. These people also know that soon that cloud would reach them. Wherever that cloud is, people have died very horrible deaths. And all these people are considering them as elves lucky because at least they are still alive. These people knew that that cloud would come here by morning. Scientists and the government had to explain how it first attacks the respiratory system. That is, it attacks the lungs and then attacks the nervous system and the entire brain and finally kills the person. The government had no solution to stop this cloud. They could not save the people from death, but they could certainly reduce the pain of their death, for which they had built a bridge. That the name of this bridge was Go. The government said that as soon as you see that the cloud has reached you, as this bridge and end yourself without pain. The government was telling all its people to commit suicide, and all these people were also obeying the government's words because they neither wanted to suffer a painful death nor did they want to see themselves die a painful death. This waste exit that all these people had. After dinner, all these people were going to die by eating this bridge together. But Sophie forbade them from doing so because she was pregnant, said that by doing so, I would make my child sick. But I don't want to be a mercenary. Sophie also believed somewhere that suicide was not right at all. Who knows? Maybe she could survive in all this. Now Simon's son Art also believed the same. He also didn't see any logic in society. Then the people here explained to Sophie, "Look, Sophie, no only is getting any relief. We have at least asked one option, an easy death." The poor people did not even get this option. They are also dying in agony. No one was able to survive. Sophie thinks of her father, who was also killed last night and died in the same painful death because he was not rich elder, and Phyllis was not able to meet him either. This was the last night of his life. Sophie planned to enjoy it to the fullest. Some people play games, watch a movie, and here these people are happy by remembering their old memories. It turns out that this farmhouse actually belonged to Simon's wife, whom the whole family was talking to for the last time. Then the old lady saw that the cloud had come very close to her, so she quickly put it in her mouth and gave herself an easy death, that too in front of the eyes of these people. Now Art was not able to understand why the government was giving him this option to kill him, so his dad explained that they had seen the results of other countries where no one was able to survive. Everyone died a horrible death. Our government, at least, wants to reduce the pain of our death. Despite his dad's explanation, all this seemed stupid to him. The only thought running through his mind was what would happen when that cloud of fog leaves here. Will he be able to survive? Will the world remain the same after this cloud is gone? Art also felt that his government was deliberately making these people commit suicide. It has never happened that 100% of the world's people died in a disaster. Some people will survive, but some big authorities are deliberately doing this so that the world's population will automatically decrease. It could also be that after coming into contact with this gas, the people would prevent the destruction of zombies. Is making everyone commit suicide. What life would be like if I didn't need that bridge and after this gas leaves I became a zombie. Here he doesn't talk to his mother about it right now because his mother was in shock. She had just seen his grandmother, his mother, dying alone. Art now goes to Sophie and talks to Sophie about this whole thing because he knows that Sophie's mind has changed from all these adults. Sophie also tells him that I am not going to take the bridge, elder. Seeing this, Art laughs even marined. B reverses his decision that he will not commit suicide with this bill in such a long time. His mother-in-law is here. He also tells his mother-in-law that Javi decided now that neither Sophie will lead the bridge nor Elle. Hearing this, his mother-in-law realizes how stupid his son is making a decision. His mother-in-law takes him out and makes him sit in the van and starts explaining to him that, son, look, death is inevitable. Death is certain, but why should he die in pain? Here, his mother-in-law was giving him only one option, in which death seemed to be the way to go. While there was hope in his heart, he tries to make mother-in-law hope too, but his mother-in-law had completely lost hope. He was relying only on the words of the government. He explains to Art for the last time that we do not want all of us to die peacefully and you should suffer the pain of death. When Art sees that his mother-in-law wants to kill him at all costs, he runs away from there, and at the same time his parents see that the cloud is about to come closer to them. As Art runs away from here, he takes a car where he sees that the entire family had committed suicide by eating the same exile bridge. But in that car, a small child was still alive. Before he could do anything to the child, Art smells the gas in the cloud, and his parents had seen this from afar. Simon immediately comes to Art, covering his nose, and quickly takes Art and goes inside with him. But Art's condition was now deteriorating rapidly. What was happening after hearing this gas? Everyone knew this after seeing Art's condition. Everyone also understood that he would die a painful death in a short time. Before that, he decides to take exit bill and goes in a room with his family so that he can die peacefully. Here, Simon's sister also feeds her sleeping friend a bottle of milk. But when he was sleeping, he vomited because of feeding him and milk came out of his mouth. Simon's family also became ready to commit suicide. They think about giving Art a pill, but they see that Art is already dead. He also died a very horrible death. His nose, ears were bleeding everywhere. Seeing this, Simon and his wife Simon's family also became ready to commit suicide. They think about giving Art a pill, but they see that Art is already dead. He also died a very horrible death. His nose, ears were bleeding everywhere. Seeing this, Simon and his wife became very sad. But then they all lay down on the bed together and took the pill at the same time. Seeing Art's condition, Sophie's mind also started to change. She did not fight such a painful death, but like Art, there was hope in her heart to live. But Harry, her husband, blackmails her and clings to her. If you don't take this pill, I won't take it either and I will die a painful death with you. She loved her husband very much. In such a situation, obeying him, she also takes the pill along with her husband, and soon these two dot in the other room. The mother of this stubborn girl also feeds her a pill. He himself takes the pill and dies there. The girl who vomited after eating brinjal did not want her friend to die peacefully, and her other friend had made her vomit, so he stabbed the girl in the stomach and killed her there, and then died while eating brinjal. In this way, everyone in that house died their deaths. Soon after, Everyone died. The smoke cloud passed over them. It took several hours to clear the black smoke cloud, but in the morning we were shown that the weather had finally returned to normal. It had started to snow here, and everyone was dead except for one child. Finn, who hadn't taken that bridge, suddenly his eyes open and he comes back to life, meaning his theory was correct. He was saying, "Okay, let this cloud go. We'll be fine. We'll come back to life." Or, some people died from the poison of this cloud, but those people didn't listen to him and committed suicide. In such a situation, they saw 3 to 4% chance of survival, but this child didn't, and so the child came back to life. With his movie ended with the same misty ending. Will that child remain normal now, or will he become a zombie?